Williams veers left, pulls up, looking for the lead, and he got it. Jalen Williams, 2 seconds, 1:11, 1:09. Now SGA probing, piercing, spinning, hanging for the lead, and SGA knocks it down. The Thunder finally get the defensive stop, and SGA puts them in front.
I'm Kenrich Williams. You're listening to Topic Thunder.
Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Topic Thunder podcast. I'm your host, Dylan Huntsinger at Thunder Chats. We're part of the B-Lead Network, and this podcast is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook and I guess Sports Network, also by proxy. But hey, we're brought to you by FanDuel. I'm going to introduce my lovely co-host here. First of all, we've got on the West Coast, he may call it the best coast. He's everybody's favorite sarcastic guy, Stephen Dolan. How you doing, Dolan?
That better not have been sarcasm when you're saying that. I don't think we're sponsored by the. I don't think we're sponsored by the FanDuel network. I think it's probably right. Just the betting app. And I would decline if we were.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and we are also joined by a man that lives and resides in Oklahoma, the one, the only, the Alejandro. I haven't called him that in a long time. Alex Roy. How you doing, Alex?
He lives and resides.
He does. Both of them.
I'm doing good, man. 5 schedule came out. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Well, hey, before we get into the schedule, as I said, we are brought to you by FanDuel. Guys, if you have not already, if you've been living under a rock, sports are really starting to pick up. MLB is in full force. The NFL has started preseason. The NFL season will be here before you know it. And guess what? NBA season will be here before you know it as well. And if you have not already signed up with FanDuel, go ahead and sign up with FanDuel, make an account, and as the season gets going, we will be making picks, we'll be making parlays, we'll be making future bets. Like, we will be locked in with FanDuel. And I just got to say, I was talking to the guys before we got started on here. Your boy actually had a very good night tonight on FanDuel. Did round robins on home runs with 6 players. I did 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s, which means that you can hit 2, 3, 4, or 5 of them instead of having all 6 of them. And let's just say I hit 4 of them and I walked away. I walked away with a pretty good winning. So you can do that as well if you sign up with FanDuel. That's all I got to say, fellas. Obviously, the vibes are great. It's awesome to see you guys again. NBA schedule dropped on Thursday, and we saw some nuggets. Alex, me and you talked about the Christmas Day game against the San Antonio Spurs. We talked about the season opener against the Houston Rockets, and a little things started to trickle out throughout the day. But finally, the full thing dropped at 3:15 Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, and there's a lot to take away from. So I guess how I kick this off is by throwing it to Dolan, because Dolan's going to host the rest of the podcast, because I am in the middle of a hospital right now. So I'm going to try to be quieter.
Well, somebody's got to say, "What's up, Thunder fans?" So
yes,
get that out of the way.
What do you get?
So I think the headline here obviously is 34 national TV games for OKC, which is tied for the most with, the teams you would think have the most, with the big boys in the big boy markets, with the Knicks, the Warriors, Lakers, I think are the 3 that are tied. Yeah. Just really cool for a small market. Although, I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm kind of like, I don't think we're calling the ones that are exclusive on the Peacock app legit national TV. I think that's like NBA TV style.
Exactly. And I think that's just 4 of them. There's just 4 games that are exclusively on Peacock. And so those are the ones that are going to kind of, they're going to resemble the NBA TV matchups that they always want to include when they talk about national TV. But yeah, that's going to be there now. It's no longer going to be on NBA TV. NBA TV is going to be a part of the Peacock network. So,
yeah,
I just got to say it's awesome to look down at the schedule and not see NBA TV next to our games anymore. That feels pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
Not at all.
So let's see. So other than the 34, so we already knew we were playing on Christmas.
Yep.
That's really cool. We already knew we were on opening night. That's cool.
On NBC.
We got
first game on NBC.
The first NBC game. Yeah, that'll be fun. I hope we get like a cool dramatic monologue montage intro video.
I hope it's Marv Albert.
There it is.
Didn't they announce who the people were supposed to be?
Hey, let's not get DCMA'd. Let's not get.
Not again.
I'm sure I wasn't on tune enough to. What else? We got MLK game. Did I say that already? That's cool. Against the Cavs. And I guess that's it. I guess just broad strokes, the Thunder are playing on like every cool day that you want your team to play on. Like there's really not one that they get left off of.
And the NBA,
maybe some NBA Cup stuff.
They've done a great job of like after football, they're literally on TV every day. You know, so they have a slot Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so, you know, to me, as far as like eyes, and as far as like eyes on the league, and especially in that kind of dead period where football's over and you're waiting, you know, nobody's really waiting for baseball to start, but that dead period right there, you can take over. Like that is your time to shine right there. And hopefully, you know, you have great games there. Hopefully you have great matchups. Hopefully you have players not sitting out, too many players not sitting out, too many players not injured. But this is a time for the league to strike while it's hot. You know, the parity thing, I think it's starting to work in their favor. Like I think last year, for some reason, the NBA was trying to tear itself down, you know, by basically shitting on everything that was good in the league at that moment. And I do think now that, you know, we have these new TV partners. I think these new TV partners are basically told the NBA, hey, start to focus on the teams that are winning. Start to focus on the teams that are young, that you can build off of. Exactly, yeah. You can build off of while we have these games on our channels and things like that. And so the easiest team to start with is the champion. And they're young and they're hip and they're cool. And so, you know, I'm glad that Oklahoma City finally got its due when it comes to national TV games.
Y'all remember how many games we had in the schedule release last year?
15?
No.
I think it was 10.
Yeah, and it got flexed. Like 5 games got flexed.
But it started with 10. We're talking about a team that was the number 1 seed in the Western Conference last year. Obviously got better with the offseason additions. And they put us on 10 games.
And not on Christmas. Just remember the travesty of like not being on. You know, you're the number 1 seed. And it wasn't a number 1, like you were the number 1 seed. I mean, you could have been the 3rd seed, you know, whatever. But you're still an up-and-coming team. And to get like completely shut out of Christmas last year was very questionable. And it was like, what are y'all doing? Like, this is where we started to talk about like, what is the NBA doing with its coverage and how it's covering the game.
Because they were the number 1 team, like you said, up and coming. So, you know, they're going to get better. And then with the offseason moves, like there was a lot of hype around the Thunder last offseason. Like people thought across the board that they were going to be awesome. And the NBA still like didn't promote them in the way they should. And you have to think that on some level they were like, okay, maybe there's a chance they mess it up and like we can just get away with this, you know? But I think obviously the Thunder winning the championship is the most undeniable thing you can do. And they had to be like, okay, fine. They're obviously awesome.
Here,
and they're going to be really good for the next 5 to 6 years minimum. Like we just have to accept this and promote them as such. So earned and taken, not given, just like everything else the Thunder have accomplished. So really cool feeling.
It's like that, not a meme, but like, when they say, oh, you know, our workers are overworked and underpaid. All right, shit, here's some pizza. Here, have some pizza. It's basically what the
NBA
did to the Thunder. Yeah, here, damn it. Have 34 games. There you go. Shut up.
Mess it up. You You won the championship. You were a historically great team. I guess we'll put you on TV more.
Yeah.
Well, if nothing else, they realize they have to make the investment, right? Like, they got to the playoffs last year, and there were a lot of people who probably hadn't seen the Thunder play more than once or twice, and that's not good for ratings. It's not good for fan familiarity with the casual fan who we make fun of, but is actually who drives ratings. So they need people to be emotionally invested in this team. Like, you know, your uncle who mostly cares about football needs to have happened across a Thunder game at some point during the season.
My uncles are Puerto Rican.
I'm sure you have that uncle.
And they live in Puerto Rico. They don't know what the hell football is.
Well, football. I said football.
Football.
No, Puerto Rico doesn't do soccer that much either. So.
No, baseball. Baseball.
Baseball.
Baseball.
I mean, yeah, man. Like what you said is true there. Like, as far as like we got to the playoffs, and every game it felt, especially in the first 2 rounds, like the announcers had to like introduce you to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the MVP of the league, or they had to introduce you to Chet or to J-Dub, and it's not Jay Will, it's J-Dub.
The Jalen story.
There's 2 Jalens on the team, and like it's like it was old hat for us, but it was just like this is a good team, and it's been a good team for at least a year and a half. Like, y'all are a little bit behind the times if you're just now introducing it, and we ended up winning the championship. So, you know, we gave the biggest middle finger we can give to the league. The Thunder gave it to them. So,
yeah, and I want to ask you guys this because Paul Penniman says it in the chat. He says, "What are the chances?" Like, Chet goes through a season without major injury, he might be given some load management games off. I just want to ask you guys because obviously, like, we know how hard it is to repeat as a champion in the NBA. And obviously, like, you know, we did the hard part. We won the first title. But do you think that this team falls victim to I don't know how to put it, just like not meeting the moment like this season, like they did last season, like taking their foot off the gas because they already accomplished it? Or like, what are your thoughts on that?
You want to take it first?
Here's the thing. I don't really think they, like, if we're talking about trying to, I don't know, surpass the win total or something like that. Like, is that what you mean?
I was talking about repeating, but yeah, sure.
Oh, repeating like in the playoffs. No, I mean, so like last regular season, I don't really think they didn't go out of their way to get the 1 seed. You know, they weren't like, I mean, if you look at the other All-NBA MVP candidate guys, Shai has played by far the fewest minutes per game. Obviously, some people missed more games, but like everybody on the roster plays low minutes. They were resting Caruso all year, whether they'd admit it or not. Like J-Dub, I think, was at 33 minutes a game, which for a 23-year-old is like super low. Like, I mean, I remember coming up in the when I started watching NBA like in earnest when the Thunder came. People were averaging 40 minutes a game, like all over the place. Mm-hmm. And here Shai is at like 35, and like they were not chasing it. They're still playing. They're going to play the rookies. They're going to, play Thomas Sorber. They're going to play Topic. They're going to give AJ Mitchell rotation minutes. Like, it's not going to be like some teams where they're running an 8-man rotation with like tossing 9th guy in there for a few minutes here and there. Maybe Chet will rest some back-to-backs or something. I kind of hope he does, but it's not because we hope it avoids injury to me. It's because he plays better when he's rested. And that's basically all it comes down to. Because his injuries have not been wear and tear injuries, like he's not pulling a hamstring or tearing a meniscus or like the one we see all over the place, the strained calf leading to a Achilles. Yeah. Like, that's not what's been happening. He's been hit by a truck or stepped on a wet spot, So reducing his minutes only saves injury risk. And so far as like, if you play 30 minutes, you're twice as likely to get hurt as if you play 15. because there's twice as much time to step on a wet spot. But I don't think he's really that type of injury risk. So that's to answer Paul's question more than Dylan's. But what about this playoff run, Dylan, led you to believe these are the type of guys who won't respond to the moment?
I mean,
what are you talking about?
No, you know it's not me. Like I'm not that guy thinking that.
Well, who is it? That came from your brain.
No. I just want to hear you guys thought about it. I mean, you guys know where I stand.
So, my thought on this is that. So here's the thing. So these guys are still young, and as far as like Dub and Chet, like Dub got a taste of what he could do and what he could accomplish and what accolades he could get with what he did last season. And I think Chet still hasn't gotten to that point yet where he feels like he's gotten his due as far as like accolades and as far as things because of injury, not necessarily because of anything the Thunder are doing, not necessarily because being the third guy on the team or whatever, but just because of injuries. And so I think a goal of his is to play the 65, number one. You know, he made it a goal to play in all 82 the first year that he played, so he did that. I think he wants to play the 65 enough to get into those conversations for at least DPOY, into those conversations for defensive teams, because these guys are all still young and they're all wanting to build up their resume and their portfolio as far as NBA greatness. Shai's already there. He's already putting together a great resume for NBA greatness. Dub is on a good trajectory, a good start. And so Chet probably wants to get there also. They're all highly competitive. And so I think they will load manage a little bit, but to load manage like every back-to-back and I doubt this team goes into that type of mode.
At least until they have the 1 seed locked up in mid-March.
Middle March, yeah. I can see that, yeah.
March. Chet has a lot to prove. I mean, Chet Holmgren hasn't made an all-defense team. You know, like I don't. He was like fringe. I think he came in 12th his rookie year. You know, and 10 make it, and then last year obviously he didn't qualify. But I think it's widely accepted. Like this isn't a Thunder fan perspective. He's an all-defense caliber player. Like this is that's a unanimous opinion. I think among non-haters. So yeah, he has. For someone who is as proven and has had as much success as Chet Holmgren has had in the NBA, his trophy shelf is empty. Like he has no accolades. He has no All-Star games. He's got a ring. Well, you don't put your ring in the trophy case. Chet's gonna be wearing that. Chet's gonna be wearing his ring. I think he's gonna like wear it at practice
with his suit collection.
With his Rolex that Shai gave him.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like Chet is not one to leave the shiny things on the shelf, man. But yeah, you see my point. Now he doesn't have any all NBA incentives or anything in his contract, which is good. But I mean, going into last year, we all thought Chet was going to be like the second all NBA guy. Like I know there was, some debate.
Started off that way.
Yeah, when we started last year, that was like the most probable thing I think we all considered. So, yeah, I think it's cool to have somebody on the team who still has a lot to prove because he's going to be going out every night and trying to do it.
Most definitely.
I agree. And I just wanted to say, like, since you threw it back at me, like, I'm not
answer
the guy
your own question.
Yeah, I'm not the guy that's thinking that we're going to be let down. Like, I think that it's very much more likely that this team is, like, not mad, but, like, they take it as a challenge to themselves about them winning 69 games last year, despite all the injuries they had and despite not playing their starters, like, the last 2 weeks of the season.
You just wanted to say 69.
I did. But, like at that point, just being, I think it's far more likely they're just like, F it, let's go for the record than it is that we have a letdown in the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, I think this team is mature. So to just say like F it and just, throw caution to the wind at everything and just, try to get like 70, 71, 72. I think also this team knows what's at stake as far as like in April and May and June. And so I don't know. We'll get to that whenever we do predictions. I guess we'll get to that whenever we do predictions.
But they're not going to like chase it. Like Shea's not going to be averaging. We're not going to look up and Shea's playing 40 minutes a game.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to.
They don't have to
play through small injuries, to get it. And if we're talking about like, just like, are they going to play hard and try to win the games they play in the minutes that they're out there, which are their normal minutes? Then I mean, yeah, they're going to play super hard.
You're going to kill everybody is what they're going to do.
And during the playoff run, there were moments where it was visible that they grew up. Like game 4, game 5, Denver, they grew up in those moments. Game 4, Minnesota, they showed a lot of maturity in facing the awesome game Minnesota was having and having one of their own. Being down again in the Indiana series, I just think
game 4, yeah.
I just think they learned a lot from these moments, and it's. I mean, we expect them to be better in the playoffs next year. I expect them not to like it. Think if they just don't blow in whatever game the opposite of a miracle fashion of those 2 game ones. Yeah. Like both of those series are probably 5 games long, or maybe 6. Like
we were 2 Aaron Gordon shots away from sweeping the Nuggets. Let's just put it out there.
And those are like young player things that they did, and young coach things that they did, and they're only going to get better at those things. So, yeah, I think they're going to back it up, Dylan. You doubter?
I'm glad. I'm right there with you. I never doubt, bro. Never bet down. Never what? Yeah. No. Looking at the schedule, though, guys.
Yeah, back to schedule talk, like I was saying. Did you have any parts of the schedule that jumped out to you as like, that's going to be a tough stretch right there?
Yeah, there's 2 for me. So wrote them down. So January 29th through February 9th. So they're at Minnesota, at Denver, versus Orlando, at San Antonio, versus Houston, and then at the Lakers. So that's a pretty tough stretch right there over that 2-week period. And then also
6 games. 5 of those on national TV.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, you're playing great teams. It's primetime matchup, so you're going to get primetime TV on those. And then the next stretch that I thought was the toughest is going to be March 4th through the 17th. They're at New York. They play Golden State, Denver, Boston, and Minnesota at home on a 4-game homestand. And then they go to Orlando, I believe, on a back-to-back. It's the beginning of a back-to-back.
Sunday, Tuesday. Yeah.
Well, no. Yeah. It's
front end of the back-to-back. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, I think that's their next.
Yeah, I had that one too. I went back to February 27th just to pick up the Denver game, but there's a couple easier ones after that. So
you have at Dallas.
Yeah.
Honestly, you could go all the way back to February 22nd. You play the Cavs, then you travel to Toronto, whatever, but then you play Detroit on the second half of back-to-back at Detroit. Detroit's going to be a good team. Like, they're going to be, like, top 4, top 5 seed in the East if they can stay healthy. Then you have Denver, Dallas, Chicago, whatever, Knicks, Warriors, Nuggets, Celtics, Wolves, Magic. Like, that's a crazy schedule. And then you have these like weak teams like the Nets and the Wizards, on that East Coast road trip. But the Wizards have a fun, young, talented team. Like they sneak up on some teams if you're not careful about it. And then Philadelphia, if they're healthy, they pose a threat as well. And then at that point, you're back at Boston to end the road trip. Like that could be a brutal month stretch in terms of like just the quality of opponents that you're facing if everybody's healthy at that point in the season.
And not yep. You also have to consider also that stretch after the NBA Cup, and into January where they literally do not have like multiple days off. It's just like either back to back or one day off, and that's it. It's going to be brutal. Like, huh?
They really need to fix that.
They really need to. Like, I mean, you're 3 years into the Cup. Like, you should know how to adjust that to where it's not looking like that on the schedule. Like, I don't know what the NBA schedulers are doing or why they're doing that, but when you talk about, players suffering calf strains and then eventually suffering Achilles injuries, part of that has to do with the amount of work or the amount of games that they have to play within a compressed time period.
Yeah, honestly, like I look at the schedule and there's some tough parts like we've been saying, but I feel like it's pretty well balanced. Like when the schedule gets crazy, usually there's some cupcakes in there. It's pretty packed in at the second half of the season, but there's a lot of Eastern Conference games.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, I don't know. And things will change, right, as we get into the season, and there's going to be some teams that are better than we expect and worse than we expect, and it'll look a little bit different. But you look at positive residual, we have 10 rest disadvantages and 10 rest advantages, so come out neutral there.
Can you tell the people what that means?
A rest advantage is just like, I mean, kind of what it says. Like you have more rest than your opponent when you're playing on a given night. So people tend to just look at, I see a lot of people post how many back-to-backs each team have, and the Thunder come out very well in that. The Thunder only have 13 back-to-backs, which is awesome. But that also just means they have a lot more like games off one-day rest than the teams who play back-to-back a lot, like 16 times is I think the most. But when you look at, if you just look at back-to-backs, that doesn't really tell the whole story, because you could be playing a back-to-back and your opponent could be playing a back-to-back, and it's like whatever. Like that's
neutral.
Fair is fair, So a rest advantage, rest disadvantage is telling you really like, are you playing on a back-to-back and your opponent has 2 nights off? Because that's one that you're like, oh, that's a schedule loss probably. For most teams, maybe not for the Thunder. But yeah, so it's a good stat to look at. The Nuggets, for example, have 12 disadvantages and only 8 advantages, so they're a -4 in that, so that's tough for them. The Bucks are +4, so yay for the Bucks. They only have 6 rest disadvantages the whole season, so just kind of a cool website. PositiveResidual.com. According to them, the Thunder have the 9th easiest schedule. Helps to not have to play yourself, but they are in the Western Conference, and then that takes into account things like travel and those rest advantages, disadvantages.
What are the top 10 teams as far as like positive rest advantage?
So they don't do a net, so that's what I was trying before the pod. I was trying to like get this to paste into a spreadsheet so I could figure that out, but it's tough. Let's see, maybe if I'll just do, so the Bulls and the Cavs have +3, Bucks have a +4, Mavs have a +4. That looks like about it. And then, like I said, Denver has a -4. So Warriors -3. Heat -3.
We all play each other in the West.
Go to positive residual yourself. Yeah, they all play each other in the West. But anyway, my point is, I'm just not intimidated by this schedule, and that's something I noticed last year. Like as the team got better and better, like there was still that stretch in like around the New Year where we went on that road trip, or we had to play like Cavs, Knicks, Cavs,
Boston,
Celtics, Knicks, yeah. And it was like, oh, that is like the intimidating stretch on this schedule. Like we'll learn a lot about the team in that stretch. And then after we got through that, the rest of the time I was just like, I don't know. I don't like see anybody who scares me on the schedule. And that's how I just feel going into this season. Like there's a couple where I know, okay, those 3 teams are really good. We might lose one of those 3. We might not. Like everybody looks like if I'm just guessing if I'm guessing what will happen in a game, like every game we'll probably win that game.
Yep. I feel that. I mean,
anytime we're going to be favored every game except for maybe like at Cleveland.
Road Houston.
Or maybe,
road Houston.
Yeah, maybe road Houston. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see how the season goes. If it becomes clear they're on pace for 63 wins or something, sure. But if they're on pace for 53, like no, the Thunder is still going to be. I think we were favored like 5.5, 6.5 on the road against them last year.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
But
I wonder if they have the lines up for that yet on FanDuel. Let me see who. So I think we looked, but it might have changed since then.
Yeah, so you said it was, I think it was 6.5 for the Christmas Day game.
Yep. No, 6.5 for the opener.
So you said it was 9.5 for the Christmas Day game.
Christmas Day.
And 6.5 at home. Yep. Like there weren't very many games at home last year where it was that low. Honestly, by the end of the year. So that's honestly a lot of respect to Houston to get it to 6.5 at home.
Yeah, man. I mean, this looks like a good schedule. I mean, it doesn't look. There are breaks in there where we're playing really bad teams, and so we should feast on those times. Like as far as like 100% undefeated. And the thing about the regular season is, teams play regular seasons a lot of times. It's not necessarily we would think full scale. I mean, full rotation, everybody playing. Like some nights they're gonna have players out some nights, and so some of those big time matchups may just be us playing their 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players instead of their first and second best players. So it happens all the time.
Yeah, so it looks like I know we've already talked about like over-unders, but I don't think we heard from Dolan on this front. I mean, our over-under 62.5, as you guys said, we famously won 68 games last year, and that was with injuries. That was not having another year of experience, playoff experience. Just age, another year in the NBA and whatnot. Dolan, do you feel like 62.5 is a good line, and are you taking the over on that?
I mean, I'm taking the over, but they put it at 62.5 because they have to build in case of an injury. Because if Shea or J-Dub get hurt, then all of a sudden that number looks very realistic, So that's just kind of how they have to build it.
Sir, I need you to knock on wood. Like, I need you to you can't just say that and not knock on wood. I need proof of wood.
I don't bow to the
basketball gods. Here we go.
They got nothing for me. I bite my thumb at them.
You just bite your thumb at me.
I do. And so, and they're also always conservative with the higher end numbers, right? And for this basic reason, they're conservative at the low end too, because just if anything happens that you're not expecting, then that extreme number becomes really difficult to hit. So it's not like insulting or whatever, but of course I'm taking the over because I think the best things will happen. But I guess the only thing I could see kind of dinging their performance last year is honestly if they're playing double big to the degree that they were to close last season, which I think was a little bit extra because they were, trying to put as many minutes into it as possible to try to workshop it for the playoffs. And they already had the 1 seed basically locked up, so they could just do whatever they wanted with experimenting. I don't think it'll play quite as much as it did last season, which was like, I don't know, something like 2/3 of Chet's minutes or something were played in double big lineups. I don't think it'll be like that. But if they do that, then that's going to hurt the overall net rating because that's just not as good of a lineup as single center has been over the course of a pretty big sample at this point. So I could see that happening, but of course I'll take the other. Of course.
Oh man, I love it. Does the schedule, so like I know you said the schedule is pretty like even keel, like you feel like it's pretty fair schedule. So I guess like was that your stance before the schedule came out, or does the schedule make you feel any better or worse about that?
No, it didn't change anything. And I looked the night the schedule dropped. I was like, I wonder if the lines shifted. And I only looked at like the top teams because those ones in the middle, I don't know, whatever. But the Thunder's line didn't move. The Cavs didn't move. Rockets, Nuggets, they all stayed the same. So I don't think anybody was like shocked. And if anything, I think the Nuggets had the weirdest schedule. They have like a really road heavy beginning schedule, and then it goes super home heavy after the All-Star break. So that's kind of a weird thing. But if they get off to a rough start, that would be cool.
The Jokic trade rumors start flying.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
So how are you planning to watch? You got a plan?
I mean, I have all those apps. I have all those.
You have all those apps all the time?
Yeah.
All of them? Jeez.
I
Mr.
think
Moneybags over here.
No, it's more of a family thing where like, hey, you pay for this, give me the login, I'll pay for that, I'll give you the login.
Okay. Yeah, we usually have one streaming app at a time.
Yeah,
and we kind of watch everything on there, like bleed it dry, and then we move to the next one, and then whatever. So you got like HBO, Hulu, Disney, Amazon, Apple. So like if you stay in one for like a month, by the time you get back around to that one, they've got a whole fresh lineup for you. You know? So that's kind of how we do it. So I do not have all the streaming apps. I always get League Pass because that's kind of unavoidable for somebody out of market. And then I usually have one streaming app. And then last year for the playoffs, like I got YouTube TV because you can't watch any of the playoff games on League Pass. But this year, it's hard, man.
Yeah.
So you've got to get FanDuel if you're local, or League Pass if you're not, for the non-national TV games. And then you've got to get ABC, NBC, ESPN, which ABC and NBC are through the air, I guess, possibly if you don't need to record it. ESPN, there's a couple different ways to get it. And then you've got to get Prime for the 10 Prime games, and you've got to get Peacock for the 4 Peacock games. And it's just so many apps, dude. It's honestly less the money than it is just like how would my grandma be able to find the Thunder games? It would be impossible. I was having enough trouble getting her access when she lives in Oklahoma. Yeah, just the FanDuel games. It's like she still has to figure out how to like buy an app and get it to work on her TV. Like that's hard enough. Now I'm like, no, okay, grandma, it's Tuesday. That's Peacock NBC night or whatever. I don't have the schedule in my head, but it's such a barrier to access to me for people who don't have the money, and also people who just aren't technologically savvy. Like just so hard to deal with.
It really is. It really is. Like I feel like you're not going to lose fans. You're not going to necessarily gain fans because of this, but you are going to annoy fans. You know, you are. They will lose some.
They have lost my grandma. My grandma just does not watch anymore. She used to watch, and now she's just like, I can't figure out how to watch it. I'll just watch my football, and then whatever, Wheel of Fortune or whatever. So they'll lose some of them. So she might not be representative of a huge portion of the country, but more than none.
So why does the NFL work and the NBA makes it so frustrating? It's not that it doesn't work; it just makes it a little bit more annoying, a little bit more frustrating. Because the NFL, they have CBS, they have Fox, they have the NFL Network, which they do show games on there, but then they also show games on Amazon. And they even had some games last season where they showed it on Netflix. So they're using apps also. You know, Amazon is becoming one of those streaming services that's starting to have all the sports on there also.
Yeah, I guess it's because in the NFL, like, well, everybody I know is basically a Cowboys fan. So those games are always on, right? Those games are always on, just like NBC or whatever. I don't know what channels play. I haven't watched football in a while. But those games are always on the network where you can just get them on your TV. Yeah. And if they're not, like, people will watch just like two random teams play NFL football more than people. Like, I'm talking from a specific, I want to watch the Thunder play perspective. There are probably some neutral fans out there who are like, whatever's on Prime on Thursday night or whatever is fine. Like, I'll watch the Clippers and the, Mavericks or whatever. That's cool with me. But I want to watch the Thunder and I want to watch all 82, and you're making my life hard, So
how dare you?
I think I'm getting a VPN and I'm going to live in Mongolia or whatever. And the NBA is just going to see a little spike in ratings in Mongolia. That's what's about to happen.
That's awesome. I also have all the apps like Alex does because Nova, he has iPad time at the end of the day, and he likes having two things going at the same time. So he'll have Disney Plus on one screen, and then like down at the little screen, he'll have Prime Video. And how he watches stuff is he doesn't watch the full thing. He'll watch like a short clip, rewind it, watch it again, rewind it, watch it again. He'll do this, I don't know, for like 10 minutes. And be like, I'm bored with this. Go to Prime Video. Bet. Now I'm watching Sing 2. And he'll cycle through like Prime Video, Disney Plus, Netflix when we had it. But he has an old iPad mini, so Netflix has now outdated it. But yeah, so we have all those apps as well. And Peacock for a while was like $1.99 a month. Like, I'm sure with like the NBA deal, it's probably going to go up. But like it was very affordable. Prime Video, I think it's like $8.99, but you get Amazon Prime with it. So if you have somebody that does online shopping, it is kind of worth it.
We had Amazon Prime back when it was good.
Yeah, when it was actually next day shipping.
Yeah, and like, dude, I swear every time we go to shop for something on Prime, I just like compare it to whatever Walmart or wherever, and it's always like twice as expensive.
Yeah,
you're paying for that shipping. Tell you what.
Yeah, you are.
But yeah, I think, to Alex's point, I think there's more people that have all those things than, I don't want to say more people have them than don't, but I think more people than you would think have all those things. But I do agree with what you're saying. Obviously,
what do they think? What do they think? Somebody's going to be sitting there on their Peacock subscription, non-NBA fan, just watching The Office for the 15th time through, and the NBA game is going to pop up, and they're going to be like, you know what? Tonight's the night. I think I'm going to give the NBA a shot. No, this is not a thing that's going to happen.
Honestly, that's what they do with a lot of different sports on Peacock. Like, I've just like open Peacock or open Amazon Prime even, and like there's just like something random on like the front page, and it'll catch my attention for a little bit before I get redistracted. But hey, maybe other people with stronger attention spans will actually lock in.
I don't believe it.
That's not the American public right there.
That's true.
I think Nova is a perfect right now, actually. I think that's perfectly epitomizes it.
Right, yeah. Just watch the same thing over and over again until he gets bored with it and goes to the next thing.
That's what I think.
Yeah, no, it's great. But yeah, no, I at the end of the day, like, I'm excited for the variety of broadcasts that we're going to get. I'm excited to see what Amazon Prime is going to bring. I'm excited to see what the NBC team is going to bring, because I've always liked ESPN. I've never had an issue with ESPN and their broadcasts, but like after going through like such a deep playoff run, with the Thunder this year and having to like be subjected to only ESPN. There's got to be something better than that.
It got stale quick.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny that on NBC for opening night for the ring ceremony, the former players that they're sending or that have to do the game are like kind of a who's who of people who the first line of their Wikipedia is going to be like never won a championship.
Oh, no.
It's like Melo. Grant Hill. Jamal Crawford, he's the kind of distant fourth. Who's the other one? Oh, Vince Carter.
Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady. Is he there?
These are like Tracy McGrady's somewhere else because I thought so at first. But these are like Reggie. Reggie Miller. It's just like they're gonna be like, wow, you love to see like how happy they are to win the ring. That's gotta feel great, doesn't it? Man, I bet it does. It's just gonna be a whole bunch of those.
Dude, low key where they have Michael Jordan as a special contributor, I hope that he does like some kind of like I hope they cut some kind of promo with Michael Jordan talking about the Thunder and Shea and stuff like to hype up the season.
I hope so.
I'll believe it when I see it. I know they like said he's gonna be on there, but he doesn't seem like the type.
I mean, he had to sign some kind of contract, so like I don't know.
He's getting paid somewhere in there.
Somehow. Yeah.
He's getting some sort of
it's not like he needed the money. It's not like he needed the money, so they had to give him a lot.
Stock in the deal, baby. Stock in the deal.
I'm interested. But yeah, no. Anything else you guys want to talk about the schedule?
I mean, what do you So Dolan said over 62.5. So what do you think, Dolan?
This is tough because it's like
our win predictions.
It's basically a. Well, we're gonna do probably a whole episode based on win predictions, right?
Well,
I mean, but just first shot, looking at the schedule.
Yeah, I guess I'll say 69 as a placeholder.
Hey,
nice.
It's because it's just kind of like I think mathematically it makes the most sense for them to go over, but going over 68 is really hard to do. Like teams don't do it very much. However, they seem very on the Warriors trajectory, and the Warriors the year after they won their first championship was the year they won 73. So like I don't know. I think it's going to be over, but then the other side is like you seem like a homer if you're like we're going to win 70 games. So I'm trying to kind of balance those things.
Okay, well, respect that.
I'm going 73. We're taking the record, baby. It's happening.
We're just going to tie the record?
Tie the record?
God dang, dude.
Taking it?
I have hospital brain, okay? Leave me alone. 74. God dang.
74.
I said we won 69.
8. We're going to lose 8 games all year.
8. 8's my favorite number.
8.
Yep. It's happening.
That's so few games.
We got close last year. We got freaking close last year. Chad Digner hurt. It's in the bag.
I can't join you guys.
What are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go like 64.
Okay.
I'm still gonna go the over, but I'm not gonna go 69 or 74. I'm gonna say 62. I do think we sprinkle in some rest here and there. We sprinkle in some games where, if everybody would have played, we would have gotten a W. But a couple games where like Jay Will has to start at center, and I know he's the triple-double king whenever he starts at center, but maybe a couple games where like Sorber is out there for heavy minutes. And so I do think that we we prioritize rest and we prioritize, saving our legs for the postseason. And so I think we'll rack up a couple more losses from last year, but not too much. So 64 and 16 or 18.
Just a ho-hum 64 win season.
Yeah, I mean,
you hater. Only 64, you hater.
Listen, realistically,
step your game up, Thunder.
It would be the most un-Thunder thing to do to like push for the all-time win record.
Yeah.
But we could definitely do it if we want to.
I guess if they're going to push for it, what it would mean is like the last 2 weeks of the season, they like have it locked up and then they don't rest guys. Like that would be the pushing for it,
Yeah, that's definitely.
I think you could start them and like get out to a lead and then rest them in the second half, ideally. And like,
I just don't think,
because I think that was the thing with Golden State is by the end of the season, like they were playing their guys pretty good amount of minutes, and that's why they were a little bit tired there by the time they got to Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
They also had a very they had a shorter rotation. They played legitimately 6-7 guys.
I don't think that teams see it as like we'll only play them 20 minutes and that'll like reduce the injury chance all that much. I think they're like playing or not playing. And the odds of getting injured are like more or less the same. So I don't think they'll do that and like pull them at halftime or whatever. I don't think they'll do that. But I mean, heck, this last year, like they sat the last few games and they won them all.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah, I mean,
I can't say it's wrong.
Dropping triple doubles and Aaron Blair's dropping 30 bombs. Like, come on now.
I can't say that wouldn't happen, but all I'm saying is if we see them push for that kind of record, all it's going to be is like they don't sit the last 3 games of the year. Like that'll be the difference.
Now we got Topic, dude. Like, come on now.
So what really spearheaded Golden State's record run in the regular season? They started off 24-0.
Mm-hmm.
Like you give yourself that much cushion. I don't know if the Thunder can do that, but that would be amazing. Start off 25-0, but yeah, that's the kind of cushion that they gave themselves in order to get that record. So it's tough. It's tough to get 69, 70. Can't imagine 74 and only 8 losses.
Oh, I can. And it's glorious.
Yeah. Having said that, though, looking at the start of the season, and like once you get past Houston in that first game, like man, I mean, there's the Clippers, and I'm not going to count them, but like Game 7, Warriors, Lakers back to back. And we're in mid-November already, and it's actually pretty soft to start the season. Like, there's a lot of non-playoff teams in here. So,
I mean, dude, if you look at last year, like, our first loss was against the Nuggets. It was a 2-point loss in Denver after we already played them one other time in Denver. And that was, Game 9 of the season? Yeah. And then after that, our next loss was the Chet injury game, of course. Our next 2 losses were back-to-back.
I mean, we almost won that one,
San Antonio, Dallas.
Won that one, too.
Yeah. Dallas and San Antonio.
Dallas with no bigs.
No bigs. And then the next loss was when Fred VanVleet dropped 40 points, which was I think he
half-court shot.
Yeah, he definitely scored. Fred VanVleet holds the record for the most points scored on the 2025 Oklahoma City Thunder team.
Maybe non-playoffs edition because Jokic got him in the playoffs. But yeah, it's crazy. I remember all the losses because there's so few of them. They're not going to hit me with a loss where I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that game.
I mean, the Thunder. My gosh, man! I forget how good we were last year. Started off 34-6.
Makes you want to rethink your prediction for next year, right?
And the Cavs were better at that point too.
I mean, we won 44 games before we lost 10. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, now Dylan's predicting 74 games before we lose 9.
I mean, if you think, like, honestly, Dolan, if you think about it, from 68 to 74, it's just 6 games.
Not that far.
It's not that far. Ooh. Yeah. Damn, I forgot how good we were last year. Oh my gosh.
I just celebrated. I turned Alex into
those game ones in the playoffs, dropping those game ones, like made it, like took the shine off the team a little bit because of like going to 7 twice, winning both in blowouts, by the way.
Yeah.
But took the shine off the team a little bit because they didn't seem that dominant. But dude, just like look at the regular season stats and record and stuff like this. That team was
crazy, dude.
And there's a reason. And the like 50 years from now, somebody's gonna be like, dude, this team's awesome. Like, let's see where they are on the all-time net rating list. And they'll be like, oh, you like right below the 96 Bulls and the 2025 Thunder, just like right there with them. That's gonna happen. So
I mean,
yeah,
so we lost. Team. So we had. Let me see. Hold on. I'm just looking real quick. So we had 2 losses by 3. I mean, 2 losses by 2. 1 loss by 3. 1 loss by 6. 1 loss by 7. Like, if you had Chet in there, if you had Hartenstein in there for most of the season, if you had, like, those things are different right there. Then that's 5 games right
Alex
there.
Alex is about to talk himself into 75.
My God.
Come on, man. I'm telling you. God. They called me a madman.
Yeah, man. That's here's the thing. I do think winning a championship allows you to get more rest and allows you to, because you've been there in the playoffs, you've done it. But I don't know if this team has that mentality either. I don't know if this coaching staff has that mentality. I know they're going to go ahead and, they're going to protect the players as much as possible. But I also think that, why are you going to protect a 24-year-old, a 23-year-old, and a 27-year-old? Like, they want to go out there and play. So I don't know, man. You might be convincing me, Dylan.
Let's go.
I want to revise my prediction after talking through all this. I think the Thunder are going to finish the season 0-0.
Hey, nice. Tierney would be proud. Yeah, man.
You get a golf clap.
Wow.
It's crazy. Like we're like 2 months removed from the end of the season. We're 2 months removed from winning the championship, and we forget how good the season was.
This is dominant.
I've been going back and watching the blowouts.
Yeah.
In the playoffs.
Memphis game 1.
Because like I watched the close games so many times, or at least like the good parts. Like when. Like in the Denver series in games 4 and 5, from the point where we're down 9 at the end, watch the rest of the game from there, and watch the team like struggle to win those games and make big plays, but like be pushed by the other team. And I watched those so many times that I was starting to forget just like how dominant they were in those other moments in those blowout games, which were a lot of games in the postseason. Like Memphis game 1, Denver game 2, Wolves game 1, 2, and 5, like Indy game 7, game 2 wasn't particularly close down the stretch. Like, man, when the Thunder kicked it into that high gear and just started turning the other team over and just went on like 23-2 runs or whatever, and just like put it to sleep. Those we can't forget those moments that define that team, because that's what made that team special.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And what was cool about it is everybody had their chance to shine. Like you could identify an Alex Caruso game. You could identify many Alex Caruso games. You could identify Casey Moss game. You can identify Aaron Wiggins. Like it's not just, that's a sweet shirt, by the way. It's not just the big three between Shea, Dub, Chet. You've got the Dort game where he caught fire from three. You've got Caruso guarding Jokic in Game 7. You got J. Will guarding Jokic in multiple games. You've got the cookies and cream.
J. Will was really cool in Game 2, Denver. I just watched that one back. J. Will was really cool in that game.
You got cookies and cream just absolutely wrecking havoc, I think, in Game 2 against the Memphis Grizzlies, in which Caruso had like 7 stocks and Kaysen had like 4 or 5. Like it's really cool to see everybody have like signature games. Obviously, Dub had the 40 piece. Chet, I think there was one game he had like 5 blocks. Yeah, Wiggins had, what was it, Game 4 against Denver? He hit 3 threes.
And Game 2 in the finals where he had 18 and Caruso had 20.
Oh, yep, he sure did. God, like there's so many moments.
He hit that step back on Hallie. Remember, he hit that like twisting step back thing.
It's hard to like walk in on all of them and like fixate on them because there were so many things that happened. Like I was rewatching the other day Shea's highlights from Game 4 of the finals. Like absolutely putting the team on his back in the final 5 minutes, scoring 15 of our last 16 points to carry the team to a victory. Like that's superstar, legendary, iconic stuff.
I still remember that when they started doing that Shea screening for J-Dub and then getting it back thing at the end where they did it like down the stretch over and over, and Shea hit the 3 when it had gone from like a 2-point game to a 4-point game to a 2-point game to a 4-point game, and he hit that 3 to cut it to 1, and they hadn't made a 3 like in a week. It felt like, dude, I'll always remember just how long that ball was in the air. Like I think he put a little extra arch on it, but it was just like, I don't know, the world stopped while that 3 was in the air.
The world stopped.
It did.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely like, because like not just that game, like that was the series, man. Like if we lose that game, we go down 3-1 going back to OKC. Like sure, we could probably win Game 5, but like at that point the series is probably over. But you swing it, it's tied going back to OKC. We take care of business at home court. And that's all you got to do. You recaptured home court advantage, and that's what we did in the Nuggets series. That's what was so cool is like you talk about the resolve of this team, like losing Game 1 by game winners both times, losing home court and having to recapture it by stealing one on the opponent's home court both times. Like it was awesome, man. That's why they're winning 74 games and we're repeating, baby.
Point being, I don't know why Dylan was doubting this team earlier with that question.
Yeah. Dylan has never doubted this team. Calm down.
No, he never has. That's definite right there.
Never lost. But yeah, rivalry week, guys. You guys ready for the Milwaukee Bucks matchup?
Yeah, man.
Ooh, we hate them. Oh, we hate them.
We hate them. Those Bucks, those dirty deers.
Ooh.
Dirty deers.
Is it because of the game that never was? Is it because Shea wouldn't share his aura with Giannis in the All-Star game? Or was it because Giannis stepping on the baseline against Josh Eustace a few years ago?
It's always Giannis and Eustace. It always
They're trying to make fetch happen.
Josh Eustace was the Giannis stopper that nobody knew about.
It never was.
He actually played really good that game. It made me sad.
All right, Alex is leaving. Let's get out of here, man. We're just waxing poetic about the team from last year.
I'm out this season.
Kind of
saying bye to my work fishes.
Bye, work fishes.
Bye, Nemo. You know one of them's named Nemo.
No, not saltwater. It's all freshwater.
All right, fair enough. Oh, do you want me to end it, Dylan, or are you going to end it?
Yeah, go for it.
How about that Cleveland-Charlotte
I stumbled through it, but I don't think I Hoop when you can. Hoop when you can.
And as always.
Yeah. Thank everybody for listening.
Do we have to do
podcast.
A sponsor? We never paused for a moment for our sponsors.
Yeah, we just kind of throw it in there at this point because, we, who has time to pause in the middle of a podcast? It's just not practical. Like just listen through. So I appreciate everybody.
Brought to you by Stevens Pool Services
and FanDuel. Most important,
I bet FanDuel appreciates it actually, because like when I'm listening to a podcast and then somebody's like, we're going to pause for a moment from our sponsors, I know, all right, 30-second skip at least, or
Yeah, that's true.
Which based on the podcast you're listening to about how long that ad's going to be. But not us though. Not us. Before you know it, FanDuel's in your ears.
You don't have time to skip it.
We're halfway through the commercial before you get your phone out your pocket.
There you go. It's guerrilla marketing is what that is. But yeah, shout out FanDuel. Shout out to you, the listener, for listening to the pod. If you are in the chat right now or retroactively, posthumously, however you want to say it, go ahead and comment what your favorite game matchup is for the schedule below. Like the video, subscribe so you don't miss out. Or subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out when we go live. And mash them. Mash them like taters.
Smash that button.
But hoop when you can. And God bless. Y'all have a good night. And until next time, thunder up.
Thunder up.
I need y'all to give more energy on the thunder up.
Thunder up.